lately, thinking about the good things to come. And I believe it could be something good has begun. Oh, I've been smiling lately, dreaming about the world as one. And I believe it could be someday it's going to come. 'Cause out on the edge of darkness, there rides the peace train. Peace train, take this country, come take me home again. Now I've been smiling lately, thinking about the good things to come. And I believe it could be something good has begun. Peace train sounding loud, glide on the peace train. Come on the peace train, this peace train, holy roller. Everyone jump on the peace train. Come on the peace train. Now get your bags together, go and bring your good friends too. 'Cause it's getting nearer, it soon will be with you. Now come on and join the living, it's not so far from you. And it's getting nearer, soon it will all be true. Peace train sounding louder, glide on the peace train. Come on the peace train, the peace train. Now I've been crying lately, thinking about the world as it is. Why must we go on hating? Why can't we live in bliss? 'Cause out on the edge of darkness, there rides the peace train. Peace train, take this country, come take me home again. Oh, peace train sounding loud, glide on the peace train. Come on the peace train, peace train, holy roller. Everyone jump on the peace train. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, come on, peace train. This is the peace train. Peace train, sound louder. Come on, the peace train.
Okay. I think we're back up and running. I fought and clawed my way back to you. Oz was like, do you want me to engineer? And no, I don't want you to give up your 3 hours of your day because my stuff is glitching out. Like, I don't even know what happened, guys. I don't know. Don't talk about the stock market. Don't talk about Harris. I don't know. I don't think it was YouTube. I don't think it was Hamas. I think that our restream and our caster are conflicting with each other. And it took me down. I don't know what happened. Take two. Yeah, we're going to try again. Anyways, that was such a great song. I thought we'd listen to it twice because I just love it. If we could have a little peace train in this fucking country right now, I mean, to even talk about diplomacy, they think you're fucking insane, right? Oh my God, you're a Hamas supporter if we talk about diplomacy and peace. Wasn't that our fucking job in the world for the last 100 years? Did I miss something? When did we stop being diplomatic? I guess we've never been diplomatic. I guess they've just told us that and we fucking believed it, right? Yay, I made it back. I think I'm up on most of the channels. I know we're not on those outside channels like Kick and, you know, Twitch and all that, but I think we're back up on all the main channels. Yeah, I'm a little salty about it. Like, I told Oz, I'm so mad. I'm so mad. When I work so hard to build a show for you guys, and you guys see it takes me about 15 minutes to schedule these streams. Each stream's got a different requirement to get it up and get it scheduled. So, yeah, I get mad when I get taken down. Let's see if we can get the YouTubes back up. Oh, come on. And everything's responding really slow. So I don't think it's my system. I don't know. Maybe it's because Google's a monopoly and they got called out. We're going to talk about that for sure. Okay, apparently I'm not allowed to do this. Come on. Nothing wants. Is this my Monday? Fine. I guess I gotta have a Monday. Grrr, it's Tuesday, but I'll take it. Dead Sea Scrolls. That's what it made me watch earlier. I don't want to watch the Dead Sea Scrolls. I already know about the Dead Sea Scrolls. Come on, YouTube. Get your act together. No, so it turns it on. Okay, I think we're back up and running. Is that Beauty and the Boomer or Trailer Park? Did I not go live on Trailer Park Pundit? Apparently I didn't. Why? I turned them all on. I scheduled all of them. Well, at least I'm up on Beauty and the Boomer. That's all I can say. I'm done fighting this shit. So we're just going to do the show. I'm so over it. I don't even care. Anyways, you guys know where to find me. You can find me on Beauty and the Boomer. So you guys found me, or Rockfin Rumble. Looks like both of them might have went. Maybe. I don't know. And if I just disappear again, well, have a good day. I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm trying here. Okay, so we were talking about the stock market before I freaking so rudely got interrupted. And how bad it was, right? Not a lot to talk about it this morning. And yeah, the mainstream media was all talking about it yesterday, but they ain't got much to say about it today, do they? Okay, there I was like, why is see my shadow cast move to a different screen? Like, I'm all discombobulated today. Anyways, this is what Biden had to say about the economy, remember? What fucking funny music for this?
Over $1.2 billion.
He's gonna fix it. Oh yeah, because he needed to rip a big fart on his way out the door. Have we heard him say anything about it? Did I miss it? I mean, I know I was busy yesterday, but I haven't seen him hear him say anything about it at all. Except for earlier this week. Remember what the first time we really saw Biden after the big announcement that he wasn't going to run? And he got asked on a tarmac, what do you want to be known for? And he said, curing the economy. Yeah, because he cured the economy. Sure, Joe. Let's see here. Here you go. Him curing the economy.
Cure the economy.
Cure the economy.
And the environment.
Oh, and the environment. Well, that's good. Good to know. Joe cured the environment and the economy. Let's take this off here. But hey, don't stress. Lucky Martin, they're doing great. They're doing great. Like what? Of course they wouldn't lose any stock. They've been on an upward trajectory ever since, October 7th, I guess. Even before that. I mean, we've known it. We knew it. So Nancy Pelosi this week came out and said that Biden should be on Mount Rushmore. He should be added to Mount Rushmore. God, she was hitting the bottle super early for that shit, right? What? So here we are. There's Biden. He's been added. Oh yeah, he's turned around looking backwards. But of course, that's how it would roll, right? I ate a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich this morning, and now I'm like, ugh. Let's see. What do we got? I'm so used to clicking here, and then it goes here. Darn it. Let's see. The 3 Americans that have invaded multiple countries. I can't see. You guys, I don't have my streamcast today. I'm so sorry. Oh, here we go. 3 American men who have invaded 9 countries in 23 countries, killed 11 million civilians, and no one called them war criminals. I call them war criminals. You call them war criminals. I know we call them war criminals, right? I'm going to shout the chat out. I just wanted to let you guys refine me since I've had such tech issues this morning. But I see you guys hanging out. Hey, DC, did you have a good birthday? I hope you had a great birthday. He vowed to cure cancer Yeah. What's the latest on that? Yeah, I don't know. He cured it, right? Just like the economy and climate, because they just tell him this shit and he believes it. I think ultimately is what's going on here. Great Patai, good day, good to see you. Mouse FS, you found me. Thank you. Old man Barker, good to see you. How is your Tuesday? Nat, you found me again. You guys are great being able to find me. Accord Lord FTFF. Yeah, I got some Miller on the deck. That guy's a little terrible, isn't he? Popeye made it. Mastermind, you found me this morning. Yeah, it's been a rough morning. What can I say? It's my Monday. Rich from Wisconsin, thanks for joining me. And hey, Vic's in here. And who else? Catalytic Centaur, nice to see you. Good morning. If it's morning where you are, I know. I just assume it's morning everywhere. It's morning for me, right? I'm an American. I live where I am right now, and nobody else matters to me. Hey, Sean, good to see you. And who else is in here? Mercury's retrograde. Yeah, Mercury retrograde fucks me up, Sophia's 44. I know, man. I would throw you a wrench, but for some reason, I'm not wrenched up on that channel. What is going on here? Let me get you a wrench real fast if I can find you again. It seems like I just lost you. Darn it. Are you at the... You must be at the trailer park, but I didn't think the trailer park launched. This is the morning I'm having. Oh. Beauty and the Boomer. Where's trailer park? Are we up on trailer park? Oh, we are up on trailer park. Yay. There we are. Okay, now I can throw some wrenches. Okay, where'd you go? I gotta find you again. Well, once I find you, I will give you a wrench. Everybody gets a wrench in here. That's just how we do it. That's true democracy, right? And then you guys can beat the hell out of each other with your wrenches, and I don't have to worry about it while I'm live. That's why we do it that way. Why can I find that now? Jilly, I think you have mod admins. If Jilly's in here, go ahead and throw a wrench at her for me. I think a few people have total, like manager type control. Anyways, moving on since I can't find it. Let's see. The evolution of war, CBDCs. What do you guys think? Do you think that this is the way they're going to roll those out on us? I mean, we've been saying for fucking ever, they're coming. They just need a big catastrophe, something big to happen to roll them out. And here we are. I think that's probably what's going to happen. Everybody's going to have no money in the bank. So it's going to be, hey, if you want some money, you better get over here and get these cryptos. We're going to talk about Elon because Elon's doing something like that. Further down in the deck, I got a couple of different Elons. So let's see here. Is God an anti-Semite? Opinion piece from the Jerusalem Time. So they don't even like God anymore? Well, that makes sense. Jewish Zionist terrorism and the establishment of Israel. Oh, are they admitting it? What? The Office of Justice. Our Office of Justice is saying that? I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a second. Just like they're trying to portray Harris as being anti-Zionist. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, she didn't even go see Netanyahu when he came to town. The fuck she didn't. She didn't want to ruin her name by showing up for his speech, so she met him in private at the goddamn White House. Don't tell me that she doesn't support it. She absolutely does. Yeah, we got to talk about her new VP pick. We're getting there, I promise. But a little bit more on Israel. I thought this was accurate. Accurate is the word for it, right? Come on, can we just work with me today, please?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Summer Olympics here in Paris. Now we have the diving event. All eyes are on the diver from the Israeli team as he is approaching the end of the diving platform. The diver is jumping and is aiming his arms to the sky. He performs a flawless sequence of twists and turns.
The diver, an Olympic champion.
Yeah, nailed it completely. Fantastic dive to finish. Didn't really do a bad dive tonight, did he?
Seems pretty accurate, right? We're supposed to believe that they're upstanding, leading the future for the whole world, when they're just flat out fucking genociding a people so they can steal their land. Do you know that when they moved in the 40s, they only had 5% of the land in Palestine? You know how much they have now, including the West Bank, which they illegally took in the 60s? 90%. 90 fucking percent. So you tell me how that's legal at all. How that's legal at all. They're just genociding a people like we did to the Native Americans, and they're stealing their fucking land. It's just 100 years later. That's what's happening here. Okay, let's move on. There's so much. I don't mean to be moving fast, but we got a lot, and I'm already, 45 minutes behind. Why? I don't know why nothing wants to work today. Do you see this? All of the thumbnails are missing from my videos. Man, it's a rough morning. I don't even know what this is. I guess we'll just play it. Come on. You got to play.
A few words on the situation in the Middle East, because it is a critical moment. We are engaged in intense diplomacy.
Intense diplomacy.
Pretty much round the clock.
You
with a very
fucking
simple
liar.
message. All parties must refrain from escalation.
Whatever.
All parties must take steps to ease tensions.
Okay.
Escalation is not in anyone's interests. It will only lead to more conflict, more violence, more insecurity. It's also
Sounds like
critical
what we've
that
been saying.
we break this cycle by reaching a ceasefire in Gaza.
Okay, because sending more
That, in
bombs is
turn,
going to do
will
that.
unlock possibilities for more enduring calm, not only in Gaza itself, but in other areas where the conflict could spread. So for the United States, for many other countries, both in the region and beyond, this is our focus. And what it comes down to really is all parties finding ways to come to an agreement, not look for reasons to delay or to say no.
I don't know, like blowing up a
it is
mediator.
That all parties make the right choices in the hours and days ahead.
Sounds like something that's about to have their ass handed to them's cry, right? I mean, they didn't want to talk diplomacy. They didn't want to talk peace deal ever, right? Are you putting pressure on Israel for a peace deal? Well, no, we don't really tell Israel what to do, right? What's his name? Tony Blinken. Tony Blinken. And, you know, this is such bullshit. Israel knows it's about to get its ass handed to them, which they absolutely 100% fucking deserve. So now they're crying diplomacy. Fuck all the way off with that. But be scared, because Iran's going to nuke everybody, right? That's what the mainstream media wants you to freaking believe. Just absolutely gross. I think Oz added this for us. Let's see. Every single aspect of BlackRock is Jewish. Oh, how anti-Semite of us to have this on my deck. Anyways, look at this. So top 15 companies of BlackRock include Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, P&G, NVIDIA, which I use NVIDIA. I think we all do. Tesla, Johnson & Johnson, Google. What is that? International or United Healthcare. Oh, shocker on that one, right? ExxonMobil, Visa, MasterCard, JP Morgan. When we say that BlackRock owns everything, BlackRock owns everything. I mean, it's pretty in your face right there. You don't get any closer to that. What does this meme say? It says, who's bombing Syria? Israel. Who's bombing Lebanon? Israel. Who is murdering Palestinians? Israel. Who is the biggest threat to peace? Iran. Yeah, right? That's the way they roll. For sure, that's the way they roll. Good meme, Oz. And let's see. Larry Fink. I got a Larry Fink here. It sucks I can't see him today. Let's see. Behaviors are going to have to change. Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, admits to forcing woke diversity quotas on companies. Oh, the ESG? Yeah, we've talked about that a lot for quite a few years now. You have to force behaviors. At BlackRock, we are forcing behavior. If you don't force behavior, whether it's gender or race, blah, let's play it.
You now make a point of that's an investment criteria for you. Well, behaviors are going to have to change, and this is one thing we're asking companies. You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock we are forcing behaviors. 54% of the incoming class are women. We added 4 more points in terms of diverse employment this year, and what we're doing internally is if you don't achieve these levels of impact, your compensation could be impacted. Okay,
we're doing the same thing.
And so it's just you have to force behaviors, and if you don't force behaviors, whether it's gender or race or just any way you want to say the composition of your team, you're going to be impacted. And that's not recruiting, it is development, as Ken said. And ultimately, it's still going to take time, but I am just as much shocked as Ken is that we have not seen more opportunities, and we're going to have to force change.
Oh, God, that's so gross. But okay, so as a hardworking woman, I can tell you this. If I put years and years into schooling and tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars into my education, I don't want to get hired at some power fucking company because I meet a fucking quota. I want to be hired on my legitimate merits. Is that so fucking hard to ask? That's all women have ever asked for. Equality. But now we don't have equality. We have a step up on men, right? But a lot of liberal women will tell you that's a good thing because they're not going to let us at the table unless you steal a seat and claim it for yourself. It's bullshit. Bullshit. White dudes are dictating to the rest of us what the quota should be. And guess what? There's still more white dudes than anybody running fucking everything. Yeah. Let's see if Larry wants to give up his spot for a woman. I kind of doubt it. This is just gross. This is the same woke, broken bullshit that we've been talking about forever. And I'm not.
You now make a point of that's it.
Okay, move on. Got to set those to manual. Anyways, let's see the Zionist bot cycle. Israel commits war crimes. It never happened. It happened, but it wasn't us. It wasn't us, but we didn't mean it. Or it was us, but we didn't mean it. We didn't mean to, but it was justified, right? And let's see. What does that say? Bombed with memes. Call everyone anti-Semites until they forget. Yeah, that's the right. Remember when we were all terrorists when we didn't want to wear masks or take an experimental jab? Yeah, they just come up with a new name to call us, right? That's supposed to deter us every damn time. I am going to bring this up. Maybe I can see them better if I bring the deck up. At least I can see what's on them. Okay, so I'm not sure what this video is. Oz dropped it on here. Let's play it.
What does the future of international law look like after Palestine's Gaza? More than 100 of the world's leading international law experts are gathered here at Turkey's Boğaziçi University to discuss this pressing question and more as part of its 2024 International Law Conference. Former UN Special Rapporteurs on Palestine, Richard Falk and Michael Link, are among the guest speakers, along with other world-renowned academics.
The U.S., the main supporter of Israel, has in effect said that international law is irrelevant to the situation. It behaved completely opposite in relation to Ukraine, so it illustrates the moral hypocrisy of double standard. That there's one set of rules for those countries that are adversaries and another set of rules for countries that are allies. One should be proud of the role that Turkey has played, and I hope will continue to play. And it's unfortunate that no other country in the West has chosen to fully join Turkey in this endeavor.
A wide host of topics have been brought to the table, such as Israel's self-defense claims and whether international organizations like the International Criminal Court really function.
There are a number of Security Council resolutions condemning Israel for the settlements, condemning them for the violence that they're carrying out against the Palestinians, condemning them for the violations of their rights. And yet even those Security Council resolutions that were not vetoed by the Americans, that were adopted adopted are not enforced. That is the exceptionalism.
Israel's brutal war and siege on Gaza has killed over 39,400 Palestinians,
they're claiming.
mostly women and children. It has also triggered an unprecedented health crisis and pushed the population to the brink of famine. With one atrocity after another, many in the world are asking, where is international law when it matters most?
Yeah, where is it? Well, there's two laws, right? The law for the U.S. and its allies, and the law for the rest of the world. And yeah, we dictate to the rest of the world what that law is going to be and how it's going to be applied and when it's going to be applied. And I got a great example of that coming up on the decks right after this next clip. Of course, I brought you a Professor John Mearsheimer, because why wouldn't I, right?
What does the future of international...
Okay, sorry about that, guys. If they get set on the wrong thing, they fire twice when I try to move on to the next slide. So my bad. I should have gone in and checked all the slides like I normally do. Anyways, it's my day, man. It's just my day. So this is Professor John Mearsheimer. Great breakdown. Always a great breakdown. But there's so many out there. Jeffrey Sachs has been putting great stuff out. Judge Napolitano, man, he just cycles them through. I catch the judge probably every day now just because of his guests, right? He always has such great guests. He had Anna on yesterday, or Anya, and those are the people I want to hear from. So let's hear from John Mearsheimer. I always want to call him doctor. Oh, come on.
What you want to understand here, and I think this is something that most Americans don't understand.
Please explain.
Israel is in really deep trouble. Right? It's in really deep trouble today. And more importantly, it has no way out. They were unable to defeat Hamas in Gaza, number one. Number two, they're stuck in Gaza, right? They're not getting out. And you remember they left in 2005 because it was a hornet's nest. They're back in there.
Right.
Number three, they have no meaningful military solution against Hezbollah. They cannot defeat Hezbollah. And with regard to Iran, even if they get into a war with Iran and they launch lots of missiles and rockets and aerial attacks at Iran and do a lot of destruction, Iran will still be there. And Iran, by the way, is on the road to acquiring nuclear weapons. So they have all of those external problems. Then they have these wicked internal problems, which we saw on display earlier this week surrounding these 9 reservists who were arrested for gang raping a Palestinian prisoner. And by the way, that's just the tip of the iceberg in terms of the horrors that the Israelis have been inflicting on the Palestinians. But anyway, these 9 reservists who engaged in this gang rape were arrested. And the end result is that ultra-rightists broke in to 2 different army bases to reverse this arrest. And if you look at the performance of the police and you look at the performance of the reservists in the IDF, some of whom joined with the protesters, you see that the Israelis run the real risk down the road of a civil war. Then finally, you want to understand that what's on display these days is manifest evidence that Israel is heavily dependent on the United States. They cannot fight these wars. They cannot continue like this without American support. We have given them $18 billion in 2024. Just think about that, $18 billion. And we helped them in their military fight with Iran on April 14th. We are giving them all sorts of weaponry. They need us. They need us to provide diplomatic support. So this is not quite the independent country that Israel likes to think of itself as.
Not at all.
It is heavily dependent on the United States. So when you take all of these factors into account, you then ask yourself the question, how can they get out of this? Attack Hezbollah in Lebanon? Are we serious? They did this in 1982. They did it in 2006. It was a disaster. Their army is worn out from what's happened in Gaza, where they haven't beaten Hamas. They would be insane to invade Lebanon, even if we were to help them. So how do they fix that problem? How do they fix the problem in Gaza? All of these problems are unfixable. They are in trouble and they are digging deeper.
And the reason they're digging deeper and the reason these...
I love Judge. Yeah, DC says, I love listening to Mearsheimer, except for he's a little hawkish though he's hawkish in China. A lot of them are, right? Even if they get the rest of it, they freaking always go off on China. You know what else Israel did when it came to these rapists? Because that's what they are. They went and attacked the nonprofit human rights group that pointed it out and told the rest of the world that's what happened. They labeled them terrorists, kicked in their doors, and shut them down. Because that's what Israel does. Raise your hand if you're sick of this shit. I know I am. And okay, this is just puke-worthy. Here you go. This is Miller, of course, at the State Department. And he's being asked about, well, if Israel has the right to defend itself, wouldn't Iran have the same right? He don't think so. You can't say stuff like that. So here you are.
Matt, in your response to Libya and to Simon, as a matter of fact, you urged the Iranians, it's not in their interest to respond and so on. But at least, do they have the right to respond? I mean, is that part of self-defense?
So, as I just answered that question.
On the issue of self-defense.
I just answered that question in response to what he got from Simon. A right is one thing.
Right.
Taking steps that are productive and are conducive to the interests of their people, that are conducive to the interests of the broader region, are another question. And in no way would a retaliatory action by Iran in any way serve the interests of the Iranian people or the broader region.
And that's precisely why I'm asking you, because you mentioned the word right. So you are acknowledging that they do have the right to respond.
No, I did not acknowledge that.
Okay.
I acknowledged the question.
Okay, let me ask you, if this was, let's say, happened in any of the Western capitals, wouldn't they be sort of obligated to respond?
I'm not going to deal with a hypothetical.
Okay, all right. We'll deal with something real. Last week, a week ago, yesterday, Sunday, an errant rocket hit, or maybe intentional, hit a small town of Majid Shams, a Syrian town, Syrian citizens, and so on. And you said that Israel has a right to defend itself. I'm not you personally, but I'm saying. So what's different? I mean, everybody was, everyone was saying Israel has a right to defend itself. Why doesn't Iran have a right to itself when the guest house, I don't want to make comparisons, but it's like the guest house in London or maybe Blair House or anything. I mean, something that really touched the sovereignty of Iran.
So I take the point of your question, Saeed. It is not in any way, however, useful at all for anyone in the region.
Oh, how dare you!
Consider taking such steps because of the risk, as I said, that this could potentially get out of control. That's the message we will continue to impress on them.
All right,
But Israel's not out of fucking control at all. Do you see the blatant fucking hypocrisy? Israel's got the right to bomb just innocent fucking countries that weren't even involved in it, even if it was by accident. No, they don't have the right to defend themselves. And Iran definitely doesn't have the right to defend themselves. Why are they even involving themselves in this? Because Arab people are being fucking genocided. That's what I see. I mean, that would be my thought on why they're getting into it. But what do I know? I'm just a dumb blonde in a trailer park. Let's move on. Let's move on. Did you see this nasty shit? Okay, so I don't know why none of my videos feeding today. So there's RFK Jr. hanging out with his butt plug friend Shmuley, hanging out talking with the IDF because, he's got an APAC handler that's got to update him every week. And I came across this video yesterday with the fucking most bizarre story from Kennedy. I'm sure a lot of you heard this story about the bear. He wasn't drunk or high, and he found a dead bear on the side of the road, and he decided to drop it off in Central Park so it wouldn't sit in his car and rot. But the kicker is, he's telling Roseanne Barr this. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the last time I checked, wasn't she fucking on the Trump train pretty hard? I mean, I'm pretty sure she's been on the Trump train for the last couple of years, so I'm really confused at what she's doing hanging out with RFK Jr. Did she break up with Trump? Maybe, I guess. But here you go. Check it out. This is just crazy. And I did actually see a report from the 90s when this happened from New York. Newscaster in Central Park talking about this damn dead bear and how they were going to send it off for a necropsy, an animal autopsy, to find out what had happened to it. So, very strange. And why would he be telling us this? And you tell me, was he not drunk or not high? Please.
I was taking a group of people falconing up in Goshen, New York, up in the Hudson Valley. And I was supposed to meet them there at maybe 8 or 9. I was driving up maybe, really early, like 7, and that woman in a van in front of me hit a bear and killed it, a young bear. So I pulled over and I picked up the bear and put him in the back of my van because I was going to skin the bear, and it was very good condition, and I was going to put the meat in my refrigerator. And you can do that in New York State. You can get a bear tag for a roadkill bear. And so then we went parking, and I had the bear in my car. And then we had a really good day, and we went late. We were catching a live game, and the people really loved it, so we just stayed late. And instead of going back to my home in Westchester, I had to go right to the city because there was a dinner at Peter Luger's Steakhouse. And at the end of the dinner, it went late, and I realized I couldn't go home. I had to go to the airport. And the bear was in my car, and I didn't want to leave the bear in the car because that would have been bad. So then I thought, at that time, this was a little bit of the redneck in me. There'd been a series of bicycle accidents in New York. They just came to bike lanes, and a couple of people got killed, and it was every day. People got badly injured. Every day it was in the press. And so I thought, I wasn't drinking, of course, but people were drinking with me who thought this was a good idea.
I wasn't.
And I said, I had an old bike in my car that somebody asked me to get rid of. And I said, let's go put the bear in Central Park, and we'll make it look like he got hit by a bike. It'll be funny for people. So everybody thought that's a great idea. So we went and did that, and we thought it would
sober people
be amusing for whoever found it or something. The next day, it was like, it was on every television station. It was the front page of every paper, and I turned on the TV, and there was like a mile of yellow tape, and there were 20 cop cars. There were helicopters flying over it, and I was like, "Oh my God, what did I do?" And then there were some people on TV in tie-back suits with gloves on, lifting up the bike, and they were saying they're going to take this up to Albany to get fingerprinted. And
I don't even think Roseanne's buying this shit, right?
Luckily, the story died down after a while, and it stayed dead for a decade. And the New Yorker somehow found out about it, and they're going to do a big article on me, and that's one of the articles. So they asked me, the fact checker said, it's going to be a bad story.
Anyways, you get the point of it. What the hell was that? I got so many questions. When did Roseanne look like June Cleaver? That's new. And, yeah, sure. He wasn't. You have those crazy ideas even when you're not drinking. I'm here to tell you, I've been on some drunk fucking adventures. And that sounds like something you do when you are effed up out of your mind. I know, let's take this bear and make it look like a bike hit it. Yeah, crazy freaking story. Why did he even release that? What the hell was the point of that? I don't, because he's a redneck to make him relatable. You're still an Israel ass kisser at the end of it all. So just get out of here with that crap. Let's see. I got this from Charlie. Fuck Israel. All in all, you're just another Nazi. That's all. Yep. That's what we see. And moving on. I'm so discombobulated today. And the fact that nothing's showing up on my screen doesn't help me much. What is this? Let me figure out what this is. Oh, okay. This is a great video. So this was yesterday in South Dakota, I want to say. And if you have any questions that our military is on the move, I think this might answer it. And I don't need no fucking fact checkers telling me this is a year old. This is it. No, it's not. I checked it out. So get out of here with your BS fact check. Oh, come on. Just play. Play these games.
So y'all want to see some shit that I saw coming to work this morning? You're about to see it, and this isn't normal for a small town like this. You hear that train coming? You're about to be surprised. And I ain't getting any closer to them tracks. Hear him? anybody's got an idea, you know, it'd be nice to know, because these are not your typical everyday, you know, let's drive this to work.
It goes on and on and
Those
on.
are APCs and Brownings.
3 minutes. I won't play 3 minutes for you, but that's how long it takes this train to go
Guess
by.
what, America? Some shit's about to happen and ain't nobody ready for it.
Not at all. I'm not going to play the whole thing. You get the point. Our military is on the move. Our military moves all the time, right? I mean, we've seen this during drills like Operation Jade Helm. Remember that shit? What was that, 2016, 2017? All the military moved down to Texas to do drills. Because we always believe it's drills. Okay, let's talk Harris. Okay, we're going to start the Harris section. I got a bunch of stuff here. And yes, we're going to talk about her new VP pick. But let's talk about who wasn't her VP pick, and that would be Josh Shapiro, right? They tried to put Josh forward, and that didn't go too well. I guess we've skipped the slide. Anyways, let's hear what MSNBC had to say about this shit. This is Case Study QB, but I just cut a little bit out of the middle of it for you guys. So before this morning, we did not know who her pick was going to be. A lot of speculation. Was it going to be one of the superstars of the Democratic Party like Hillary Clinton or Michelle Obama? Nay. She went for an old white dude who looks like Dick Cheney. Because, you know, that worked so well last time. So this is who was supposed to be. Oh, then that's who it is. I guess we'll just skip. This day, oh my God. You guys know most shows I can go through with no problems, and this show has just been the glitchiest, oh God. Too much work for this to happen to me today. Anyways, moving on. I guess we're just going to talk about breaking. Kamala Harris has officially selected Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, or is it Waltz? Tim Waltz, right? As her running mate. Now, what is this guy even fucking known for? Well, he's known for getting a DUI 2 years ago. Yes, that is him. Go ahead and fact check it. I already fact-checked it. It's real. He got a DUI. But, you know, a DUI for you or I will take our job away and cancel our fucking life. A DUI for one of these assholes? Not a big deal. What? He went to rehab on the American taxpayers' dimes. You can't go to rehab because you don't have fucking insurance, but we can. So gross. And let's hear what Mika and Joe had to say about it. Of course, you guys know I had to bring that for you this morning.
Let's interrupt you really quickly, and you can continue.
A couple of news organizations confirming it, including the AP.
Yeah.
Breaking news, Kamala Harris picks Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as running mate as she looks to boost the Democratic ticket in the Midwest.
For our viewers.
I was going to say, to Ed's point, he sounds like, you know, a football coach talking about very progressive issues. He brings to the table
very progressive
a background that is very down to earth and connected with people and their daily lives as a former teacher.
You know, it's an interesting pick. I think, ironically enough, people have looked at him as the safe pick. I would disagree. This opens up a number of issues for the Democratic ticket to now defend. But this is, it looks like, according to the Associated Press, and we're still waiting at NBC News to confirm it, but the Associated Press and other news organizations have in fact said it's Waltz. What are your thoughts?
I think it's a good pick, to be honest. I mean, I think Shapiro would have been as well, but you know, he talks in a way that isn't perceived by Republicans or non-Democrats in general to be looking down on them. He talks in a very engaging, everyday manner, a very practical, very common sense. You know, he's a hunter. You know, he shoots. He's got a pretty normal family. He's from a blue-collar background. He's served in the military. I think it's very difficult to paint him as Kamala's equivalent of J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance was, as Governor Walz put it, a weird choice. who talks in weird ways. Waltz is the unweird. So I think it's going to be pretty hard. And I would echo what Jonathan said earlier. You know, the first principle of selecting a running mate is to do no harm. I don't think he's going to do any harm. I don't think this is going to be a 10-day story. Why did Harris pick Waltz? I think it's going to be a 3-day story, and it's going to be a united Democratic Party, and he'll be a popular choice. He communicates in a very effective, very unfake way.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just over this. So there's so much to tear apart there. It will be a non-talker, non-starter. It's not very controversial. The media is not going to cover it for the next 10 days. Yeah, this is our Tim Kaine, basically, right? 2016, they were just playing it all over with a different Tim. And of course she picked him for that. She's trying to reach that Midwest vote that she knows she's losing and that she will never get. Yeah. And the DUI, not exactly damning. I agree. But, you know, standards for thee, not for me. It seems to be their motto over there. And let's see, I brought you one more.
Speaking it into existence, Governor Waltz for vice president.
These are weird people on the other side. They want to take books away. They want to
Weird.
be in their exam
Everything's
room.
weird.
I've got a 23-year-old who
Weird.
told me TikTok is on fire. Go ahead and continue to denigrate people. Go ahead. My God, they went after cat people. Good luck with that. Turn on the internet and
That's
see
not
what
smart.
cat people do when you go after them.
Don't fuck with cats.
It'd be funny if it wasn't so sad. They see the least fortunate among us as scapegoats and punchlines for them. Kamala Harris and Democrats see them as our neighbor. You know, get sugarcoating this. These are weird ideas. Listen to them speak. Listen how they talk about things. Told them that they shouldn't talk about race. They can't help it. It is built into their DNA because there is no plan. There's no healthcare plan. There's no healthcare plan. There's nothing.
Does
to
the
do on
Democrats
it.
have
They
one?
want to take
Please.
away our alliances and leave Russia to do whatever they want. The minute they all step on the stage, the American people have lost. Are they going to debate who can ban the most books? The same old failed.
Who's actually banning books? Oh, that would be the fucking Democrats. Like, it's just so in your face, blatant hypocrisy and lies. They finger point and call out the other side for doing exactly what they're doing. So, yeah, he'll be perfect for Harris out there. At least he makes fucking sense when he talks. Well, that's a good plus, I guess, because we're never going to get that out of Harris. And I brought you a couple of different examples to show you. She said some stupid shit over the years.
Speaking it into existence,
Everything just wants to work ass backwards for me today. Let's see. I brought you guys a Harris Bidenomics. This is what she has to say about the economy crashing.
That is called Bidenomics. That is called Bidenomics, and we are very proud of Bidenomics.
Oh, God. Yeah, you'd be very proud of Bidenomics, honey. And this is a Trump supporter calling her out. This is kind of funny. Let's see. Kamala's metamorphosis. Yeah, she has morphed, right? She went from an Indian woman to a black woman awful quick. Oh, come on. Stop jumping sides on me.
Community is to dismantle the black family. So aside from her record as a prosecutor, why don't we ask Mrs. Willie Brown if Kamala Harris cares about black families?
Come on, that was a pretty good burn, but we've been burning her with that one for many years, right? So this is what Harris had to say about it. I don't think she was very happy, but...
And as a woman, there's a balance to be struck between being tough and being a bitch.
Oh my God.
Turn that off.
God, her laugh is annoying. God, that laugh is just annoying as shit. Can you imagine us having to listen to 4 years of press conferences with that woman? Oh, please, no. And let's see, what is this? How did my fake account sound should have brought out the hot sauce. Yeah, my fake accent. Yeah, you should have brought out the hot sauce. Yeah, definitely should have brought out the hot sauce. White women for Harris. Can you imagine if there was white men for Trump? They'd be losing their shit. But it's okay. It's okay when the Democrats do it. It's just not okay when anybody else does it. Kind of like Israel. Okay, we got more from Harris. She's an idiot. If Elmo's saying it, you know it's true. Let's see what idiot thing she says.
You know, we have to stay woke. Like, everybody needs to be woke. And you can talk about if you're the wokest or woker, but just stay more woke than less woke. Yeah.
Oh, just stay more woke than less woke. You know. Can she say anything with that annoying laugh coming out right after every sentence? Like, I don't get it. She is an idiot, 100%. And yeah, you know, remember on Joker, where he hands people the card on the bus to tell them I have a disorder that makes me laugh. You know, it's a hysterical laughter thing. She's got it, man. 100% freaking%. She needs cards to pass out to people. yeah, for sure. Okay, yet again, I don't know what this is. Let me go check the other deck since we're backwards today. You're an idiot. Oh, this is one you've never seen before. I'd never seen it before. Do you know that Harris was a fly girl? Yeah, you know, a fly girl, like dancing, like Living Color Soul Train. Yeah, check this shit out. I had never seen this. I was like, no way. Is that really her? Check it out. What? Did you guys, have you ever seen this before? How come we never saw it in 2020? Or did we and I just missed it? I don't know. Maybe that's old news that everybody knows about, but that's how she picked Montel and Willie Brown up, right? I'm pretty sure. She had a way with the dressing when she was younger, for sure. Oh, this is it. This is exactly what I was just talking about right here. Check this out. It says, please forgive my laughter. It's a defense mechanism for questions I can't really answer. That's exactly what it is, right? When she can't think of anything to say, she does that hysterical laughter. It is a condition. I am convinced it's a condition. Jimmy Dore had Ian Carroll on. Did you see it? I didn't watch the whole thing, but I did watch a few clips from it. It was a good interview. I don't know what to think about Ian Carroll. What do you guys think about this guy? I mean, of course, he's a infamous TikToker now who, yeah, he gets some truths out there, but there's something about him that makes me go, I don't know. I'm just telling you, my gut feeling says don't trust it, but let's hear. Wouldn't be the first time, right, that somebody got on that we didn't absolutely trust.
But so I catch a lot of grief because I don't have the same kind of ire for the Republicans as I do for the Democrats. I have more ire for the Democrats. Why? Because I was a Democrat my whole life, and I never voted for a Republican. I voted for Democrats, right? And I got screwed over by Democrats. Republicans never came asking for my vote. Guess who did? Democrats, right? And I gave them my vote, and I helped lots of them get elected. And then they cheated us repeatedly, lied to us, and governed because there is no difference. We now know that we don't live in a democracy. That's not hyperbole. That was proven by a Princeton study over 10 years ago now, that we live in a bona fide oligarchy, which means your vote doesn't matter, that the people whose vote does matter is the donor class, the people who control them. And here's the rub. So Eric Schmidt from Google is the big Democratic donor. Then Peter Thiel's the big Republican donor. They both work together.
Yep.
They both work together. So so it is a uniparty. And so that's the weird. So what you said is 100% true. And I've had arguments with people who are college educated, smarty pants people who will, till their dying day, say the Democrats are better than the Republicans. What do you say to that?
I mean, I would say that they should research the history of the CIA, because who do both Peter Thiel and Eric Schmidt both work with? The CIA.
That's right.
Is all of the, the CIA's job is to control elections, to control governments, to control the global situation so that it's pro-US. And that inevitably from the start, it was founded by corporate lawyers. and that has been doing the bidding of the corporate oligarchy ever since it was founded, whether that be overthrowing the government.
Wow. Yeah, right. Jimmy's absolutely right. We get told we don't back on Republicans enough. It's because the Democrats betrayed us our whole entire fucking lives, and we blindly followed them and voted them. So totally. Yeah, Ian, I don't know. I mean, I brought you guys some of his TikToks over the last probably 6 months, but you know, I don't know. It seems like I know something problematic that I can't remember. It happens all the damn time. So when they out on the street, these liberals, when they get interviewed, just make Dems look so fucking dumb. There's no other way to describe it at all. I mean, when you're calling Trump a communist, like, I don't think you understand what that word means. So here's one of those dumb on the street interviews, and making all Democrats look like dumbasses.
So Donald Trump was recently shot at one of his rallies. How do you feel about that?
I wish he would have gotten shot in the forehead.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he's basically like teaching our country like what communism is like, so.
So you wish death upon someone?
Him, yeah, unfortunately. I hate to say that because I don't have hatred in my soul at all. But I think the way that our country has divided families, marriages, all of it about politics alone, like it all really started with him. So, I mean,
So do you think wishing someone death is not hateful?
I would say, yeah, absolutely. I would say, obviously, I don't wish death upon him. I wish that he would be in jail for like the insurrection, which he should be.
Okay. Yeah, but you just said you wish that he would get hit in the forehead.
Would have made things a little easier on our country, but actually really probably wouldn't, because the Proud Boys would come out and start probably shooting other people. So
The Proud Boys?
Yeah.
Do you think that like 60% of the country are the Proud Boys that support Trump?
No, I think a lot of it is wealthy people that only care about the finances, and there's a lot of ignorance, I think, in this country, and a lot of fake news, and a lot of just unhealthy
bullshit that you're regurgitating,
bias and political propaganda. I don't think we're fucked essentially as a country.
Okay.
Because we don't have a good runner at all. So, yeah.
That totally would have been me in 2015. I'm not even kidding. I would have said some stupid ass programmed Democratic bullshit like what she just said. She made herself look like such a fool. I will never, and I'm schooled in politics. That's all I've done for the last almost 10 years. I would never do one of these on the street interviews ever again. I did plenty of them in 2016. Learned my lesson when, let's see, BBC, Good Morning America, the Canadian stations all took me out of context, right? No, don't give them cannon fodder to begin with, but still terrible. I mean, even if you think that, who goes and says that? Yeah, I should have got it right to the head. I don't know. I still don't buy that whole fucking story. Are you guys buying the Trump story? Got his ear healed awful fast. For having that big old maxi pad on Monday and then come Friday, there's not even a hole in his ear. I don't know. I have so many questions, but we're never going to be told the truth about that. Who was behind it? Who was really in on it? What the fuck really happened, right? I mean, they just obviously want the Secret Service to be the scapegoat. And, of course, they're going to blame it on funding cuts. That's what they blame everything on, funding cuts. Oh, they act like they're not the ones doing the goddamn funding cuts. So, talking about another cuck, here we go. Bernie fucking Sanders is out there telling you got to vote for Harris. Bernie and Ilhan Omar streaming live only to 200 viewers. Fuck. You know, I used to be on Bernie TV 2016. Oz and I did with a couple of different people. That's shocking to me because anytime Bernie would go live, there'd be like 1.6K, 2.5K. I mean, and now when I get told Bernie's live, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Cold Fuchsia told me yesterday, oh, Bernie's live. I'm like, the fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. He's just going to tell me to vote for Harris. So Bernie used to pack stadiums. His live streams used to be thousands of people watching. The downfall of the Bernie movement will be studied by the left for years. Not by the left, because the left wanted it. They helped facilitate the downfall of Bernie Sanders. So, I don't know, maybe by people who call themselves progressive but don't know what that word is. We'll study it, because one does not simply get over election fraud, right? I'm not over it. I'm never going to get the fuck over it. And that's why I hate the Democrats so much. Vote for Bernie, vote for Hillary, vote for Joe. Vote for Harris. And what does it say? It says, I'm once again asking you to help save democracy by voting for another loser that didn't win the primary. Didn't win the primary. Yeah, exactly. Bernie, go away, go away, go away. I mean, I'm convinced now. You couldn't have convinced me in 2016 that the Democratic Party had dirt on Bernie Sanders and that they threatened him at the DNC convention. We all thought that. We were all, kind of saying that in the back channels. But I didn't really, really want to believe that that's what happened, that Bernie had so little integrity that he would fold like a fucking lawn chair. But he did. And, I absolutely believe they had some financial dirt on probably Jane. Right? Because remember, they were threatened to go after her for all that college shit. She ran a college or something. Yeah, I think they had something. They were like, we're going to destroy you. So okay. Don't even get me started with the black eye. I seriously don't know what that was about. I mean, did they punch him in the face to get him to do it? That just makes no sense to me. Bernie would cave way before he get punched in the face would be my thought. But anyways, who's still listening to this guy? There's still delusional motherfuckers out there that are tweeting out, Bernie should be Karris's VP pick. Like, what planet are you living on that you think the Democratic Party would ever tap Bernie Sanders to do anything other than fucking hold water for them? That's why we call him the water boy. He's a water boy. And that breaks my heart, because I really thought Bernie had integrity for a long time. But I know better now. So do you. Anyways, moving on. If we can get this back to work today. Jeez. Fuck Off Pie goes to Tuesday morning stream. That's for sure. Anyways, I don't know what this is. It's Fuck Off Pie, so it must be good enough to say fuck off.
In a good place
Pelosi.
to make whatever decision. Top of his game. Such a consequential president of the United States. A Mount Rushmore kind of president of the United States. Want to know what comes next.
That he belongs up there.
Oh yeah, she really said it.
Lincoln and Joe Biden.
But you got Teddy Roosevelt up there, and he's wonderful. I don't say take him down, but you can add Biden.
Oh my God. Yeah, she was hitting the frickin' Grey Goose really early that goddamn day. Was that Sunday morning? Like, what is she fucking smoking? None of us, nobody in the country, even the people who reluctantly voted for Joe Biden, think he needs to be on fucking Mount Rushmore. And I love that picture I brought you earlier for him turned around facing the other direction. Because if they were going to put him up there, isn't that the way it should be? Okay, moving on. Did you guys know there's a civil war going on across the pond? How you guys doing across the pond? I know I have a few viewers that tune in from over there. Are you scared to go outside yet? Or are you on holiday? So the Brits went on holiday, and apparently while they were on holiday, they wanted the world to think that the migrants rose up and started burning their own hotels to the ground and attacking them, which I'm not saying that didn't happen, but I think that there is shit going on both fucking sides. You can't, if you went on X, you would just think that the migrants were beating the shit out of the Brits, and that's not the complete narrative. So I brought you a couple of videos, and I brought you George Galloway, because if you're gonna find out what's going across the pond, you better go ask George Galloway, because he knows. So here's a couple of different videos from what went down this weekend. Just give you a little taste of it. Those are white people. Those are white people looting. What? White person. Did you see all the white people looting? Yeah, nice pinning it on the immigrants on that one. Like, what? Yeah, you can't do that. We see you. We absolutely see you. And of course, their government could not be hassled for even a fucking comment because they're on holiday, right? Why don't we do this holiday thing here in the U.S.? Oh, because then they'd have to give us fucking time off, and we don't get no time off in this country. Here's another one. Let's check it out. So they want you to believe that migrant men are pulling white drivers out of their cars and beating them when actually we've seen the reverse. I don't know what to tell you about this. I'm not over there, but I did go get a George Galloway because go to the source, right? I always want to go to somebody who's on the streets, boots on the ground, where shit's happening. So this is what Galloway has to say about it. This was yesterday, or no, Sunday. I keep thinking today's Monday. That's probably my problem. I'm in a Monday mentality.
American viewers, bear with us. We're not used to this. Pogroms, vigilante groups, stopping cars, allowing cars driven by white people to proceed, cars driven by black or brown people. No one knows what will happen to them. Mobs of people assaulting anyone of color that they can find. Attempted lynchings, people being dragged from their cars and ruthlessly beaten, people being stabbed, mosques being besieged, having to be defended by non-Muslim well-wishers and the Muslim congregations within. The police are often nowhere to be found. I don't say that as an attack on them, not entirely in any case. I have vivid memories and can still feel the batons of the miners' strike of 1984-85 when to crush 250,000 of Britain's coal mining community, the entire resources of the state were mobilized and the miners were beaten, bludgeoned into submission. There was no shortage of police then. Every time we showed up at a picket line, we were virtually outnumbered by the massed ranks of Britain's finest in the constabulary. How different the Britain we live in today. People are dragged out of their cars by mobs of youths draped in the St. George's Cross, who's Turkish, by the way, some say even Palestinian, dragged out of their cars and set upon. People have been stabbed. There are stories of people having acid thrown at them. You don't have to look in the crystal ball. You can listen to the videos. The videos taken by the thugs themselves as they say things, women by the way, say things like, let them all burn, what the F do I care.
So this is exactly what they want to happen in the U.S. We know we've had an open border since Biden got in, the last couple of years, open border. And they're pushing the media to report that Harris looks like she might actually win, which we know is a fucking joke because she was only polling at less than 10% a couple of weeks ago. And now all of a sudden she's neck and neck with Trump with room for error. Come on. What they want is they want all the blue people to rise up and pull what the January 6ers did, right? Because, they know that the Trump supporters are going to put up with that. Either way, if Trump doesn't win, we're going to have the, uprising of MAGA. And if Trump does win, we're going to have these detached, out of their fucking mind liberals losing their shit and not understanding how Harris lost because the media lies to them constantly. So either way, they're going to get what they want, I think, at the end. And that is just discontent and strife so that way they can crack down on us harder, I believe. Because they love that. That's what they do. So do you guys see this? This is Florida. Let's see. Oh, I can't read it. Darn it. Anyways, this is a Department of Licensing in Florida with lines and lines of migrants getting driver's license. I got a few questions, but I'll let it play.
Friends, this was sent to me by a friend of mine who was taking her nephew to get his driver's license, as you see in the building there in Pompano Beach, Florida. She got turned away both days and was told to come back at 6 in the morning. She showed up at 6 in the morning to this. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? She said most were Somali illegal immigrants. A whole lot of military age men there. And listen, they don't want anybody filming. They don't want the public to see this. And all you need to vote is a driver's license. Kamala let these people in. And if this is happening in Florida, I wonder where else around the country this is taking place. It's why no matter what, I'm voting for a convicted felon that wants to put America first and America's safety first over Kamaka, chameleon.
Okay. So yeah, that was a hateful post at the end of the, for the reason that he put it up. But I put it up because I have questions. Like, okay, so Florida has ID now. You have to have ID to vote. But when I went and got my first ID at 18 years old, I had to go back over to my stepdad's house, dig through all of my mother's shit, and find the virtual birth certificate. Not even a real birth certificate, just that stupid piece of paper the hospital gives you, to even prove who I was at the DMV. And, like, I had to have two other pieces. I had to have a social security card and something else. Or back in those days, you could bring someone with you to verify who you were, right? So I'm confused. You can just go to DMV now and say I'm so-and-so and they give you, or are we giving papers when they come across that they can go to the DMV with? We have to confirm who we are a million different ways. Biometrics, eye scans, I don't understand. I don't understand. Make it make sense to me. Okay, so this next story is just so out there that I don't even know if I believe it. So I'm not telling you it's fact because I don't know. But I brought you the receipt. Literally, I brought you the receipt to look at because this just seems crazy. This woman is claiming that somebody left behind an EBT receipt where they had $13,000, not $1,300, $13,000 worth of EBT food benefits still on it, with $500 cash. I'll just play it and then I'll show you the receipt. This just seems kind of freaking weird. As a welfare mom most of my life, I'm here to tell you, in no situation ever, unless you got 25 kids, are you going to get $13,000 in food stamps from the U.S. government. It just doesn't happen. So, let's play it.
Common Sense 101. I got your big reason why you better not freaking vote for Kamala Harris. This X post made me so mad I almost threw the damn phone across the room. I need a goody powder because I have a headache. Why is it this illegal alien, this so-called migrant from Venezuela, left a receipt at the cash register in one of the New York City bodegas? Hold up. I'm going to tell you. Why is it that this heifer, who has never put anything into this country, never worked in this country, never paid Social Security tax, never paid a property tax, never put into the IRS, never paid anything into anything, came here with her damn hands stuck out, came from shithole country, wherever the hell you from?
Oh, just get to the point, lady.
This individual left the receipt where she had just bought some food at the bodega. Okay? Her food stamp balance, let me make sure I'm getting this right, on her EBT card, her taxpayer funded EBT card, her food stamp balance is $13,401.82 for 1 month. That's this individual's food stamp balance for 1 month. Okay? Because when you use your EBT card, it leaves a record of the balance after you've gone to the store and spent it, whatever. But somehow, this bitch who has literally never, and yeah, I said it, I'm going to say it again. This bizatch who has never paid anything into the system is somehow worthy to get $13,401.82. Cash balance is $4,498.85.
I don't even know how that's possible. I don't. Unless this woman is getting benefits for half the hotel, half the kids that are there, it just doesn't make sense to me. So I was like, the receipt was not with this post. I dug for like an hour till I found the receipt, reading everything I could, because I was like, there's no fucking way that this is real. There's no way. How could it possibly be real? Right? And I'm not trying to bag on migrants or hate on migrants. You guys know that. But there you are. Sure enough, that's how much was left on that receipt. How? I don't get it. I still, yeah. Dumbass immigrants do pay taxes. Yeah, I do agree. I found that woman very annoying. But you got a question. I got to tell you, for the average person in the trailer park, this fucking pisses them off when they're eating on $170 for the month. That's my point. Like, there's been no adjustment for inflation. There has been no adjustment for how much food has gone up. You know, the Biden administration just lies to us. They just gaslight us. Oh, prices aren't up. We don't know what you're talking about. They're up 45%. And we can clearly see that when you go to the store and you're buying stuff. So I don't know if this story is real or not. And that's why I told you right off the bat, I don't know if that's real. But if it is real, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's all I got to say. I brought Sophie says, let's move on. This day has just kicked my ass, man. Tech issues. So let's see. The immigration disaster narrative in the UK serves to blame the victims of Western intervention, largely cultivating anti-African, anti-Muslim, and Palestinian, anti-Iran, pro-imperialist sentiment without holding the government accountable, which benefits Israel and the West wars. Careful, the foreigner wants your cookies. See, and that's why I brought that example, because did they put that receipt out there to strum up the Trump side, to strum up the right and be like, oh, look at these immigrants getting things without you? Because at the end of the day, it's still fucking EBT, right? How much food you going to buy and eat in a month? I mean, that'll carry over. You don't have to spend all your EBT in 1 month. So maybe she hasn't been spending anything. Maybe that's been adding up for 13 months. Who knows? I mean, at the end of the day, they just want, I said it. They just want to strum up hate. That's what it's always about. Did you guys see? Okay, so we had the hostage exchange last week with Russia. Well, did you see the Russian side of it? No. Because, you know, mainstream media in America is never going to show you that. So I brought it. Let's check out Putin meeting their return prisoners. It was a prisoner exchange is what they were calling it, right? Political hostages. Oh, look, it even brought him flowers. Gave him hugs. Jeez, Biden didn't do that. Look at those nice flowers. I'd be like calling Biden and Harris up, like, where's my flowers, bitch? You get an ABT bonus for working at Lockheed Martin. Mouse, stop. Wow, those are really nice bouquets. But he's a monster, isn't he? Yeah, we're supposed to believe that man's a monster. They're all monsters. And I'm not saying he's not. The global leaders are monsters. This grossed me out. So you guys remember Pussy Riot, the band? The political prisoners of Russia, right? Oh, look, they posed for a picture with genocidal blanket. Because they know what they're fighting for. Pussy Riot hanging with the Butcher of Gaza, Anthony Blinken, radical feminist arm, right? Yeah, oh my, yeah, exactly. God, if you think you get it, but you don't get it, you wouldn't be taking pictures with this guy. Just gross, huh? Yeah, huh? Oh, guess what? We all woke up to find out that we're gonna be no more likes or counting of our comments over on X. Aw, Elon don't like it when he gets ratioed, and he's going to teach you all a lesson. So, breaking, X previously known as Twitter. Are we doing that? Is that just the way, what is called now? X previously known as Twitter. We're not even going to pretend to give it a name or call it something. Anyways, Will soon remove the visual count of likes, comments, reposts, and other interactions from replies to the post. What the fuck's the point? What is the point then? We have been trained since what, 2012? To seek those likes. My dopamine needs those like hits. Now what am I going to do? He's taking away my like hits. You don't mess with somebody's drug, man. And that's what he's doing. I don't think anybody's going to like this. What's the point of sharing anything over on Twex now if you can't get likes? Just like when YouTube took away the dislikes, right? Because, everybody was disliking stuff. Can't have that at all. What do you guys think of that? Does it piss you off or do you not care? Do you not care? Yeah, fake writing pussies. That's what we'll call them, Grapentine. Fake writing. I used to love pussy writing. Like, oh yeah, they're such rebels. They're not rebels. Police. They tote Western imperialism. That's all they're toting, to quote Fiorella Isabel, right? Let's see. Okay, so not yesterday, Sunday, I'm writing the show, getting it ready for today. And I see Tesla is live over on YouTube. And I was like, oh, let me check this out. So Elon's up there, and you can tell it's a looped video. And he's got this QR code. Don't scan it. I mean, you can, but don't. And he's telling people that if you take your Bitcoin and Ethereum and put it into this, he'll double it. And I just thought, how fucking insane was it that he is saying that and Tesla's running that video 12 hours before the markets totally tank and crypto takes a hell of a hit? I don't know. It's almost like he's in on something. But let's hear from Whitney Webb because she knows everything. I wish I had the memory that Whitney has. Man, her brain's like a steel trap. It goes in there and then she just has it for the rest of her life. It's so impressive. Hey, get back here. Get back here. We're not playing this game today.
These billionaires sort of coming out and framing themselves as the saviors of journalism. We've seen that more recently with Elon Musk and, the Twitter files, and his efforts, his claims of buying Twitter to turn it into a free speech platform, though I would argue that his motives are something else entirely. And he's essentially said that they're, the main factors were something else. So he wants to bring back his original X.com, which is what he brought to PayPal back in the late 90s when he and Peter Thiel teamed up. He said he wants it to be half of the financial system. He wants to turn essentially what was Twitter into a bank. And his other ambition, I would argue, is to hoover up all the user data to train his AI. He has an AI company that produces the Grok chatbot, which is now integrated into Twitter and of course is a competitor, to OpenAI's ChatGPT and all of that, but it can, have unique access to all of that user data. I would argue it's for, algorithmic training, and other things as well. And then another one of his ambitions, as he said, is to verify all humans on the platform, which means linking your government issued ID to your social media account, which is a part of this broader effort that includes PayPal, and also the FBI and the Secret Service and Israeli intelligence, to end online anonymity, specifically on social media networks, and prevent people from using an anonymous account. Or really having any sort of privacy online, period. And that's essentially what would happen. And then the first people they've been piloting the verification of government issued IDs ever since Elon Musk took over. And the first company he had was called Authentics, which is, I believe, created by former members of Israel's Shin Bet security agency. And he recently switched because of backlash over that to Stripe, which Peter Thiel is a major investor of. So keeping it all in the family.
Keeping it all in the family because that's what they do, right? Let's see. World's billionaires see 134 billion swiped from their fortune overnight in a share price bloodbath led by Jeff Bezos. They gotta love that guy, right? I love it when billionaires go after billionaires. It's always so fun to watch, And this kind of went by with nobody talking about it. So authorities in Washington state have determined that a Tesla that hit and killed a motorcyclist in Monroe in April was operating on the company's full service driving. So Tesla in Monroe crash that killed motorcyclist was using self-driving system. And there's that one guy where the Tesla ran into a house, and he ran into the house at 5 o'clock. By 5:07, there was a tow truck driver in the yard pulling that Tesla out of that house. Now, we still haven't had confirmation if that was real, but it looked pretty goddamn real. The car was in the house from the pictures that we saw. So, let's see if I can actually read this. It said, this is from Elon's daughter. Elon's daughter calling him out for who he really isn't. So let's hear it. Elon's daughter says, I understand your new angle is the Western values, Christian value, a family man things, but it's such a weird choice. You are not a family man. You are a serial adulterer who wouldn't stop fucking lying about your own children. You are not a Christian, and as far as I'm aware, you've never even stepped foot in a church. You are not some bastion for equality / progress. You called Arabs the language of money, or the language of the enemy. When I was 6, have been sued for discrimination multiple times and are from apartheid South Africa. You are not saving the planet. You do not give a fuck about climate change, and you're lying about multiplanetary civilizations as both an excuse and because you want to seem like the CEO from Ready Player One. I would mention the birth rate stuff, but I'm not touching that weird 14-word breeder shit with a 10-foot pole. You single-handedly disillusion me with how gullible we are as a species, because somehow people keep believing you for the reasons that continue to evade me. So that's straight up from Elon's child. Come on, that's what we know to be true about Elon. We know he doesn't give two shits about the environment. We know he doesn't give two shits about equality. And he definitely doesn't give two shits about actually getting to Mars, because it's not going to happen, right? But hey, he is DARPA boy. DARPA gives him a ton of money, so he gets to do what he wants, other than he's got to bow down and kiss the ring of Israel. Let's see. Google got sued. Did you see this? This was a last-minute ad just because we needed to talk about it. So Google illegally maintains a monopoly over internet search, says Judge Rules. Oh, well, duh. We all know that Google has monopoly over everything online. I mean, I would love to do this show without having to use Google, but this little slide deck here, Google, most of the stuff that for streaming doesn't integrate unless you're using fucking Google. I mean, we've been through it a million times trying to figure out how to not do it. And yeah, it can be done. Don't tell me it can't. I know it can, and I've seen lots of people do it. Miss Amber King does it. But, to make life easier, you just use it, right? And if you don't have anything to hide, then what does it matter? Isn't that what we're always told? So let's hear from Clint Greenwald, system update.
There are a lot of other significant, serious antitrust cases pending that the government brought, that other companies have brought, not just against Google, but Facebook and Amazon and Apple. Talk a little bit about what's going on in those other cases and how this might positively affect those.
Yeah, we are in the midst of a renaissance of laws against monopolies, right? So you have the government has brought cases against Facebook, against Amazon, against Meta, against Ticketmaster.
Sure.
You're likely to see one against United Health Group. You're going to see a case against a company called RealPage, which organizes large landlords and price fixing. You're seeing cases against seeds and chemicals makers. You see cases against meat price fixing. I mean, this is really and those are just the government cases. There are private cases involving pharmacy benefit managers, and the NFL has there's a big case there. There's Ultimate Fighting Champ. There's cases that realtors, they're reshaping our society. So, those cases are in various stages. I think some of them are in better shape than others. But what I would say in general is that judges are really encountering antitrust, most of them for the first time. And when they see a case like the Google case and a judge saying, a very cautious judge like Amit Mehta writing a 300-page decision saying, yes, Google is a monopoly, and they see this press and they see what people in business are saying, it makes them more likely to say, yeah, I think that maybe there is a market power problem in our society. It doesn't seem crazy. It doesn't seem outlandish to rule against monopolies and monopolization. And so I think it's going to change, really that there's this expression that Richard Hofstadter wrote in the 1960s where he said, every big business person in big business, they do their business with one eye over their shoulder glancing at the antitrust division, right? Which is to say, they're worried about whether they're violating the law. And so they treat their suppliers better, they treat their customers better, they treat their rivals better if they're big and powerful. And I think that's the era that we're returning to. And so I would say, rather than looking at any specific case, that's generally kind of what's going to happen. The business environment is going to start to change and become slightly more fair to the little guy.
Oh, please tell me Glenn didn't buy that shit. Come on. Are you buying that? We're going to start cracking down on monopolies? It's capitalism. That's the whole fucking point. No, I had hope for monopoly laws back in the 90s, but then Gates walked all over those, right? They love to tell them that, you're breaking monopoly laws, but why don't you just pay a fine and sell me one of your companies and we'll call it good? Yeah, I don't see anything coming from this. I know this guy is optimistic. Hey, I hope so. I really hope so. We need something to break and give in this country, but I kind of doubt it's going to be a monopoly on the billionaires. So a monopoly law on the billionaires or antitrust, right? Anyways. So I brought you guys a Bill Maher. You guys remember the Hawk 2 girl, right? Hawk 2. What are you going to do? What's one move you've got in bed? Hawk 2. Well, she's become famous in her own right now. She didn't have a ton of social media, so she's kind of been out there doing the mainstream media. Apparently, she's going to launch a reality show from her small town, wherever she lives. So pervert Bill Maher decides to call her on. And you know what? I remember being this girl and being this age and having pervy old men like him talk to me like this. Oh, my God. You can tell how uncomfortable she is. He is a fucking sleazebag through and through, and this just proves it again. Come on, where are you?
I got it already. No.
What you got?
You need to do a podcast. You do it right here on Club Random, if you do it my way. Sex expert. And I'll tell you why. Wait.
Dr. Ruth's dead.
I'll tell you why. Because you need to, I told you were given this chip. You were given the chip of fame. Now you want to trade that in for something that uses that, but takes it to the next level. You have to trade on what you're already known for. That's the one thing you're known for. So you could do a podcast for I don't know if there's anything from somebody that age with that point of view, but it couldn't be frivolous. You have to take it seriously. Could you do that?
Possibly.
Then I'll
talk
give
about
you a
sex,
job.
but seriously, serious issues, because there are a lot of really serious issues. I mean, there's one that's related to what made you famous.
Yep.
What am I going to say? You have no idea what I'm going to say.
I don't know. I don't know where this is going. I'm
okay,
kind of
I'm
nervous.
going to tell you where it's going.
Yeah, I would be
You
too.
learned that thing about
You're
spitting
a pervert.
from porn.
No.
That's where that came. What? You did.
No.
Maybe not directly, but trust me, the idea of spitting. First of all, it's gross. It's not necessary. It never existed before
God,
porn.
are you serious?
Do you know that? Do you realize that?
Yeah.
And porn
Bet he lays a towel
is
down,
not
too.
benign. It is not. And it has warped the minds of the kids in your generation, especially the guys.
Yeah, they're going for some sick shit.
Yeah, porn
Yes.
has worked.
People are just.
Yeah, no, I know they
That's
are.
for sure.
People are fucking sickos. And, whatever
one of 'em.
floats your arc.
I'm
But
one of them.
Whatever floats your work.
Oh my God, that was so gross. So uncomfortable, so gross. I mean, I don't know. Does he have a point? Is he trying to school her on how to leap off of this soapbox platform that she's got? I don't know, but still, it's so gross. And he's a pedo. Yeah, pedo alert. Oh, yucky. Yucky. I would never, I don't care how famous I got, I would never go on Bill Maher or Piers Morgan, right? Not that I want to be famous. I like being in the trailer park with y'all. And I just got to say, Convo is live and y'all are hanging out with me. I feel so special. Thank you guys so much. Feminist icon Gloria Steinem was an anti-communist CIA operative who kept the feminist movement from discussing class or and only gender. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You guys remember that podcast I did with Johnny Vedmore? We really focused on Gloria Steinem because he's done some deep dives on her. And, you know, she was sold to my mother's generation as the leader of the feminist movement. Look at her pushing back on men. She dressed like a Playboy bunny and then wrote an article about it. I mean, you were supposed to believe her. Yeah. So wrong. So gross. Of course we know. You know, when somebody told me that first time, I was like, no way. No way. That can't be true. Doctor says in 10 years, humans will be able to live and work till the age of 120. I say, fuck that. Fuck that. I don't want to do that. I don't. Do you? Do you? No vacation time, no break time, no maternity leave, no nothing in your fucking life. Yeah, I'm just going to work till I'm 120. But don't worry. 80% of the job force will be gone by that time, so you won't have to worry about it. A robot's going to do that for you. I don't know why they're trying to tell us we're going to work till 120. They don't even want us to work. Okay, we haven't got a chance to talk about this guy. You guys got to give me your impressions of, I thought the Turkish Olympian looked familiar. Okay, so if you haven't heard this story, Turkey sent this everyday Joe, apparently, supposedly, to the Olympics, and all of them get up there. This is a shooting competition. They get up there. They've got their special eyewear on, their special lenses. They've got like braces on their arms and shit, right? They're all geared out. And he literally just walks up there with his hand in his pocket, pulls out his gun, and gets silver. Gets second place. Like, what? So the memes have been off the hook. They're funnier and shit. I like the Terminator one down here on the bottom. And then the Turkish guy at the Olympics. Yeah, that's pretty funny. A lot of people are saying that he was Turkish CIA or Turkish Mossad or whatever their equivalent is, that he's an assassin. Who knows? Maybe. But still, it's a funny story, I thought. There's been some terrible shit in the Olympics this time around. We even have an actual pedophile that's competing. You know, nothing wrong with that. Let's see. The duality of man. If something ever happens to the cat, we're about to get 4 movies out of this guy. Yeah, don't fuck with this dude's cat. He's a cat person. He can mess you up. And why athletes who have COVID-19 can still compete in the Paris Olympics. Aw, it's not that big of a deal anymore. Everybody gets COVID now. Let them play. Let them play. They worked 4 years to get here. Doesn't matter if they get anybody else sick and kill them, right? We were told we couldn't have jobs because we were going to kill grandma. We couldn't go to the nursing home, visit grandma. This is insane how fast it's flipped on us from you're a murderer if you don't take the shot to, go ahead, let them play. Let them play. It's not a big deal. You got to lock down for 14 days, right? Remember Australia? They were dragging you out of your fucking home and then you had to pay I don't know, some astronomical amount, thousands of dollars to stay in their little freaking prison, their private concentration camp for fucking 2 weeks. Yeah, that actually happened. It did. We just forget stuff really fast. That's who we are as human beings. This is Nassau County. Nassau County yesterday stepping up to outlaw masks. Yeah, isn't this crazy? Just 2 years ago, we were still having the mask fight. And now they're just outlawing it. Well, this pissed the liberals off. Like, they stormed that meeting. They were mad. So I brought you a little clip of it.
Tensions boiled over tonight at the Nassau legislature when at least one person was arrested. The chaos came during a heated discussion about the county's Mask Transparency Act. The measure makes it illegal to wear a mask in public unless it's for the person's health, religion, or celebratory purposes. A similar state law had been on the books prior to the COVID pandemic.
This law endangers my life. This law endangers the lives of many people.
Bridget Jones is immunocompromised and came from Harlem to speak against the measure.
Criminalizing a tool that literally is PPE. It's a mobility aid. It saves lives.
The county legislature passed the bill along party lines. All 12 Republicans voted in favor. All 7 Democrats abstained. Supporters say it prevents people from committing crimes or acts of violence while hiding behind a mask.
This bill addresses the urgent need to mitigate potential threats to the community's safety and to ensure accountability of.
Okay, so what do you think of that? How quickly we went from you have to wear a mask to you can't wear a mask. It's illegal. And DC says they're just doing this to show their dominance, to push back. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that this is a little Republican flex, when half the council's Republican, half's a Democrat. And let people do what they want to fucking do. I mean, I live in a retirement community. Half the people at the fucking store still have masks on. If you want to wear a mask, it ain't no skin off my ass. I don't fucking care. But don't ask me to wear one because I understand that they're not really doing anything. So, I don't know. That'll probably get overturned would be my guess. I just thought it weird that we flipped so fast just in 2 years. So Friday was the first, right? The first is a very important day in the trailer park, or the third, because of Social Security and Medicaid payments that come in. A lot of people in the trailer park live on those things. Well, they give you a card. You guys know, we're always talking about the EBT card. Do you know that all systems were down on Friday? The day that people have been waiting probably 2.5 weeks for, because it's a long haul from the middle of the month till the end of the month. And they couldn't even access their services. Yeah, check this out.
I'm walking through Walmart in Pennsylvania, and people are upset because the EBT machines are down on the first of the month. How is that? On Walmart's busiest day, EBT machines are down. It's crazy. People need their food. The sad thing about it is people have paid money to get a ride up to the store, and this might be their only cash to be able to get to the store. Yep. And being that the cards are down, now their whole month can be thrown off. Some people got to pay $25, $30 just to get to Walmart. Listen.
There wasn't a nationwide. We weren't affected. I went shopping on the 1st. I think that's just something they're telling them.
You heard it. EBT is down. It's crazy. Nationwide.
That's so weird because it wasn't down for us. We get EBT on the 1st. I went shopping on the 1st. Grocery outlet. It was fine. I don't know what that was about. I don't know if it was real. But obviously it was affecting them. And it does. It so affects you. When you get somebody to take you to the store and you need to take care of all your monthly stuff and you get there and you can't get what you need. Because Walmart pulled this shit on us this week with their money order services being down. Oh, sorry, the money services are down. Well, I just took a bus here. So now what? I got to walk another mile down the road to get to the next store? That's what had to happen. The inconvenience of this shit. Think about how much worse it's going to get when they move all of us on CBDCs. Or, like they want, or when we get a big solar flare that they keep setting us up for knocking the internet out. They keep telling us big solar flares are coming in October. October is the month for solar flares, right? Have you ever had one of those Dish Network dishes? They always cut out in October and March because of the position of the sun and the solar flares. Yeah, I could see something big coming for us. Let's see. Confession time. I'm almost 49 and I have 0 retirement savings. No extravagance. Let's see. Absolutely nothing. Maybe about $900 in my checking account. No idea what the fuck I'm going to do. And I know I can't be the only one. No, Gen Xers are seriously in a spot and the boomers still don't get it. I watched some, Dr. Phil the other day was having things explained to him why boomers are silently quitting or why Gen Z and Gen, are silently quitting their jobs. And he could not wrap his mind around the fact that we are getting no benefits. We don't get any fucking raise. There is no ladder to fucking climb. So you're just saving yourself and protecting yourself if you quit a shitty fucking job. But no, Dr. Phil could not put his mind around that. You guys are just spoiled. We worked and we didn't complain about it. A lot of Gen Xers don't have any retirement or savings because of the way that, we can thank Clinton for NAFTA. I mean, that hurt us a lot. There were so many things. So Reaganomics, they hurt us. We've had a boot on our neck since the day that we got into the workforce as Gen X. And so does Gen Z and the millennials too. So yeah, not shocking. I think a lot of us are like that. But shit's getting bad when you see a car like this, what I'm going to show you, delivering for Domino's. This can't be real. It can be, But seriously, if you got this much of nice of a car, you're probably going to have to use your whole Domino's paycheck just to pay for the insurance. What is that, a Lambo? Only in Miami. Look at it. That's a Domino's delivery car. What is that, a Lamborghini? Like, what the fuck? I guess only in Miami will you get a pizza delivered from Domino's in a Lamborghini, I guess. That's just crazy. Yeah, shit's getting bad when you got to drive your Lambo. Let's see. Robert Reich. Ugh. I don't know if I want to read anything that Robert Reich had to say. Robert Reich says McDonald's will extend its $5 meal deal to win back cash-strapped customers. Oh, that's awful nice of them. This comes after years of price increases, which led to its net income jumping 37% last year. Last year! Remember they took huge losses last year because of the whole Israel divest boycott? Yeah, right. Meanwhile, McDonald's CEO made $19.2 million in just 1 year. Yeah, that's so nice. They have kept prices low. They could have kept prices all low all along. They chose not to. All these places are choosing not to, right? Where we stopped at Taco Time yesterday, and normally Taco Time is more expensive than Taco Bell. Not anymore. Taco Bell is just the same damn prices as Taco Time, but Taco Time's food's much better, so if you're going that route, dump the Taco Bell. You're not saving any money. And let's see. I think Oz put this on the deck for us. I kind of saw this, but I didn't really read it. It says, this is from Tyler Vega, my friend. He says, I cannot reiterate enough how fucking exciting this is and how much this is. Now AI was supposed to be using this. Okay, so researchers at MIT develop a system using AI that can detect breast cancer 5 years before it's developed. Well, that's cool. I mean, does that mean I don't have to put my fucking boobs in a tit smasher anymore? that would be nice. Like, if you could just take a picture and we could be done with that crap. And besides that, the scheduling is like 6 months out or some shit for a mammogram where I live. Jill Stein, let's see, what is she pulling at? Jill Stein election survey result of Arab Americans. 45.3% want to vote for Stein. 27.5% want to vote for Harris. Why? 17.9% are undecided. 6% are not voting. 2% are voting for Trump. And only 1.3% are voting for Bobby Kennedy or RFK Jr. Yeah, I don't know if it even matters, right? We've seen them railroad Jill Stein so many damn times. They're never going to let a third party rise up. So, yeah, I'll probably end up voting Green Party this time again. But for a lack of any other choices, people go, well, you know the election system's broken. Why do you even bother to participate? So that way I can legitimately bitch about it and say I participated. Because if I don't, then people are going, well, you didn't even vote. You don't have a right to say. So I'll do my job, but I know that it's bullshit. You know it's bullshit. To move their corporate merger along, Kroger and Albertsons will sell hundreds of stores across the United States, with the largest share coming from Washington State. Yeah, because we only have 2 grocery stores in town as it is, Kroger's and Safeway. And Safeway actually got bought out by the entity that used to be Albertsons. So technically, it's Albertsons, right? They're even using Albertsons fried chicken recipe, from what I know, at the Safeway now. So we have one grocery store. It's going to be Kroger's. And they definitely want this merger because it got stopped once, and now they're offloading all these stores. So will your Kroger in your town, if you live in Washington State, disappear? Maybe. I don't know what that is. I'm just going to skip it for now. What is this? Oh, sunscreen. Sunscreen. You see this report on sunscreen? You guys wear sunscreen? Are you those people that are like die hard? You can't leave the house without sunscreen on? My mother was. And maybe I should have listened to her and I wouldn't have to go to the dermatologist for this crap growing on my face. I don't know if it helps though. I really don't. I've always been a sun worshiper. I always grew up with, we had pools. Once I got my base tan for the year, I was fine. Maybe I burned the first day out, you know, for summer, or if I was out for 4 or 5 days in direct sun all day. But normally I get a tan and I just stay that way. So this is what they have to say about sunscreen.
But now some new research has people a little frightened to use it. There's a new study out that says after just 1 day, chemicals in sunscreens enter your bloodstream.
Before you grab that bottle of sunscreen, the first thing you need to do is check the ingredients on the back.
They are chemicals and they can potentially be dangerous.
Look at any bottle of sunscreen on the store shelf and it'll more than likely have one of these ingredients.
Avobenzone and oxybenzone are very commonly in your chemical sunscreens.
But a new study finds when you apply sunscreen with those chemicals, along with 2 other ones known as escamsol and octocrylene, they can absorb into your skin and into your bloodstream.
And more than 80% of the sunscreen products sold in the USA were now considered potentially unsafe for use. Not only to protect our skin, but risking things like hormone disruption, skin allergies, even cancer. And on the other side, you have mineral sunscreens. And the mineral sunscreens have zinc oxide or some other mineral. And what happens is it reflects the light off of your body. So it's almost like putting a barrier on your skin. The sun's rays hit and then they bounce off. So just from a health standpoint, that's obviously intuitively, as they're much healthier than the chemical.
So there you are, right out of a doctor's mouth. It absorbs into your body, and there's lots of stuff. You know, I've been told that if you really want good sunscreen, you have to get like Korean sunscreen, or you have to go abroad to get real sunscreen that your body will not soak in. But I definitely don't need any hormonal disruptions. I barely got that shit under control now. Let's see. DC. Yeah, I don't remember seeing a Kroger's reality anywhere. Where do they stand on minimum wage? Kroger's is unionized, right? All of the cashiers are unionized. So I would say that they have to pay a competitive union wage for the cashiers. Cashiers still have the best union in the country as far as I know, or they always came damn close. Let's see. It's just a little bit of chlorine in your water. It's just a little bit of heavy metals in your food. It's just a little bit of fragrance in your perfume. It's just a little bit of benzene in your sunscreen. It's just a little bit of aluminum in your deodorant. It's just a little bit of PFOAs, also known as forever chemicals, in your nonstick pan. It's also just a little bit of what is that? Fatalis in your plastic toys. Let's see. It's just a little bit of menthol in your surface cleaner. Why would that be a problem? It would just be, let's see, artificial coloring in your toothpaste. Well, let's just leave out the fucking fluoride while we're at it. And it's just a little bit of ammonia in your sugar-free sweetener. Yeah, I don't do sugar-free sweetener. I can't stand it. It's just a little bit of propylene glycate in your skincare products, and it's just a little bit of sodium lathrine sulfate in your laundry detergent. Why does just a little bit become too much for your body to handle? Well, when you dump it all in there, you know, and keep dumping it in there the whole entire time of your life, yeah. And that's what Oz and I are always saying, you know, I feel like shit. Well, you try to pinpoint it, right? Why do I feel like shit? Is it what I'm eating? Is it what I'm drinking? It's in everything. It's even in the air that gets dropped down on us, right? My garden, I've noticed a bunch of my pumpkin leaves are turning white. Like, it's so weird. It's like they've been bleached, and it's not the sun. I believe it's chemtrails. I 100% believe it's chemtrail. Moving on. The U.S. is fucked. Israel has taken America down with them. Not sure what this is. We'll play it.
The U.S. military is the greatest threat to life. People fighting.
Turn it up.
No other nation on earth has stolen our land, poisoned our water, and displaced our people at gunpoint. Only you.
This is Lahaina.
Only the United States of America.
This is Lahaina.
Now you ask us, a population driven into poverty as a result of your policies, our opinion on the renewal of the lease on land that you stole, that you bombed, that you poisoned, and that you refuse to pay for the lease of. In honor of Rohana and White Night last night, I ask everyone in this room to stand up if you're against renewal distance. Aloha Aina. Aloha Aina. Aloha Aina. Love you, Uncle Kawa. The only conversation we should be having tonight is to set the timeline for the deoccupation of Kahuku and to ensure there's a budget created to ensure that every bullet fired and every bomb exploded in this region is cleaned up. You stand here tonight as the representative of a commander-in-chief that is actively committing genocide in the world. The only important thing for you guys to do is to look in the mirror, find your values, and turn in your uniforms.
Hey, God, man.
And make sure you clean up on your way home. When you pop a cop home.
They ain't got no values. What are you talking about? Thank you, Oz, for dropping that on the deck. Good to see Lahaina strong. Even though their land's being ripped off from them. I think we finally made it to Hollywood Go F Yourself. This has been a hell of a show for me. I gotta tear the whole studio apart. I lost half the channels. We lost the stream 10 minutes in. And yeah, it's been a rough show. But thank you. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me. Let's see what we got in Hollywood. I don't think I've got a lot. Says, no one knows me. Aw, these method actors are so upset that nobody actually knows that they're acting. Jim Carrey, I don't think he knows who he is because he's been a method actor for so long. And method acting just fucks their heads up. So, yeah, totally weird. Okay, finally, Meme Alley. Let's get through Meme Alley and get the hell out of here. Let's see. What does this say? Oh, I was trying to get rid of myself, not double myself up. There we go. Hey, friend, remember when I told you things were going to get worse? They're getting worse. Yeah, they are getting worse. And we choose to offend pussies with memes, not because it's easy, but because it's fun. That's true. Get out of here. It's just a meme. Quit your crying. And when you're laughing at World War III memes and suddenly the sun comes out at 3 a.m. No. You should. That's a possibility. Maybe, right? I think they just want us all to think it's a possibility. And when you rail the whole bag of Coke in 30 seconds and want to start a business, I hate when that happens. No, seriously, if I railed the whole bag of Coke, I'd be dead on the floor. Maybe 30 years ago. Who wants bong rips and coffee? Oh, I fucking do. Joey's coffee at that. I'll tell you what, I'll be taking some bong rips after this show. I deserve it. And when you see someone get out of a car with California plates and walk towards a buffalo, must be Yellowstone would be my guess. And elites watching everyone start a civil war instead of a revolution. Well, that's what they want, right? We need class war, not civil war. And when the banks are collapsing, but you've got minus $4.37 in the bank, you have no power here. I love that. And hear me out. A party bus, but it stops at thrift stores. Oh, I'd be totally down for that. And I know a bunch of you would too. I love thrift store. Yeah, get that disco ball going. Heck yeah. We can go hit the not the Goodwill regular store, but the Goodwill outlet. That's a good store. Let's see. Buying food in 2024 be like, this some serious class war shit. It is some serious class war shit. And name a store that you and your parents shopped at that doesn't exist anymore. Well, I was thinking Mervyn's when I found this, and then I found this meme for Mervyn's that says, real ones know the serious back-to-school shopping goes down here, right? Is Mervyn's still around? I thought they went under a long, long time ago. I loved Mervyn's. My mom did all the back-to-school shopping at Mervyn's. We had good stores. Now we don't. We're not going to have any stores. It's all going to be Amazon here shortly. Amazon and digital, virtual stores. Which sucks, because don't you like to look at what you're buying? Don't you like to try it on? I don't understand this mentality of just ordering stuff. It's a hassle when it comes and it's the wrong size or the wrong thing, and then you got to send it back, and then you got to fight with Amazon to get your money back. Like, I've had it go smoothly, and I've had it go badly. It just depends on what vendor they're dealing with to give you whatever you're getting. When a quick potty break costs you $157.36. I hate that. Yeah, JCPenney's, Popeye. I miss JCPenney's. That was the only store we had in town, and it's been gone. It went under during COVID. But we were one of the oldest stores, I want to say, in Washington State, the oldest JCPenney's. Yeah, this happens every time you stop at the damn gas station, right? Well, to fill up your tank, it's $100, and then you throw a few snacks on there, and that's definitely $60, no problem. I mean, what, a Diet Coke in a freaking bottle is damn near $5 now, depending on what size you get. But, yeah, that's pretty accurate if you ask me. And in pass, sorry if I'm being bitchy, it's the full moon. The moon says, fuck you, Stephanie. Don't involve me in your psychosis. Come on. We all do it. I do it. Oh, it must be a full moon. I didn't sleep last night. Oh, Mercury must be retrograde because everything's backwards for me. I know that's what happened today's show. So I will blame it on Mercury. And if Mercury wants to fight with me about it, come on, bring it on. And pretty sure God specifically gave us precisely 2 middle fingers for a reason to express how we feel about mass murderous, genocidal, U.S. corporation imperialistic war parties. Meanwhile, lots of kids in the back of the class only know how to use one. That's a good one. And when a two-party slave likes your post because it slams the other party, right? I love that too. I get a lot of those. And Mother Nature. Mother Nature, motherfuckers. Yeah, there's a big difference between the two. Can you spot it? I think I can. And a moment of silence for all the little creatures who lost their lives in fires. Yeah, it's so sad. This crow couple has been together for more than 12 years. She broke her beak 8 years ago in a collision with a car, and since then he has fed her patiently and loved her, living proof that compassion isn't limited to people. Absolutely, 100%. I mean, I watched a crow couple the other day when I was sitting at the bus stop. He totally was taking care of her. It was the cutest damn thing. This is why I love crows, but yeah, birds are that way. But you can't tell me animals don't have compassion and don't, feel. How many times have you seen those, like, the doo-doo type of TikToks where somebody saves an animal and then some way, somehow, that animal or insect will come back and thank them in some way? I've seen it multiple times, so I absolutely believe that they have compassion. And I love this post. This came from Stella. Legend, chilling out. There you are. So we've got new boxes coming out from the former Freedom for Assange people, and they've got all kinds of things on the agenda that we are now fighting for, and I'll let you guys know when my box gets here from Hilo. Of course, we're fighting back against APEC. Of course, you got Daniel McBride. There's so many political prisoners, Leonard Peltier, so many that we can be fighting for. And they said, Chanda, do you want to be involved? And I said, absolutely. The fight did not end with Julian Assange. So I will let you know what we're working on as soon as I know. And I think we finally made it out of here. Oh, what a show. What a day. My God. I'm going to have to go in, refix everything in the studio, refix everything in the restream. Like, I apologize. You guys know I normally have my shit together, and I hate it when my shit ain't together. I'm just that way. So I will get it figured out. Thank you, Indie Media. I don't know what that little video is there. It's all blacked out, but there's my PayPal if you want to help me out. If you think I earned it today, or my Venmo or Cash App. Thank you so much to everybody who helped me this last few weeks. I couldn't have done it without you. Let's see. Oz looks like he's got something on the deck for us for Saturday night's Beauty and the Boomer. I haven't seen it yet, so let's see what he chose. Last week we got bowling shirts. What did we get this week? Oh, Hawaiian shirts. Good song. Aw, puppies. Aw, you're not puppies. I'll be happy watching that.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, there's something without warning, love, there's heavy on my mind.
Nice. Well, you'll have to join Oz and I for Beauty and the Boomer on Saturday night. And if we're up on every channel, we will be on X. We will be on Kick. We will be on Twitch. We will be on Rockfin, Rumble, and both of our YouTubes, my YouTube and the Beauty and the Boomer. So you'll know where to find us on Saturday night. Already working on that show for y'all. And I got a great closer for us. I had good music today, which bums me out that my show was such a disaster. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I'm taking tomorrow off just to kind of get things caught up with all the chaos I've had in my life lately. And I will see you guys Saturday night. Thank you guys so much for sticking in there with me through all of the crashes and drama today, but I appreciate it. You guys like Godsmack? I love Godsmack. I've always been a huge Godsmack fan, and Serenity by far is probably one of my favorite songs because, God damn it, I need some fucking serenity. One of these days I'm going to get it. So anyways, I am out of here. Remember, you are always welcome at the trailer park, and I will see you next Monday morning at my normal time. And I promise I will have all my ducks in a row. I'll see you guys later.
Just don't know when. How do we relight the flame?